If you're a business owner or even someone with just a side hustle, you know that it presents a new form of stress that you didn't experience as an employee of an established company. Instead of simply being responsible for your single role, you are now in charge of operations, accounting, marketing, sales, IT, all while trying to bring in new business and keep existing customers satisfied. It's challenging and overwhelming, but rewarding at the same time. And like any successful business owner, you are bound to make mistakes. But to the extent that you can learn from others and minimize those mistakes, the more likely you are to stick with it and see the fruits of your labor. So here are 5 financial mistakes to avoid when starting your business. Number 1, not setting up the right business structure. This matters from both a legal and a tax perspective. From a legal perspective, structure matters because it dictates the level of personal protection you have in the case that your business were to ever get sued. These various entities also are taxed differently. Which entity structure is right for you really depends on many factors, which can be thoroughly evaluated by a qualified tax professional. All that is to say, not setting up your entity under the appropriate structure can result in significant legal and tax consequences. And while you may be able to get some generic advice from Google, you are much better off hiring a business attorney and CPA who can help you evaluate your unique situation. And this really can save you a lot of money in the long run. All right, number 2, neglecting business insurance. While it would be nice if you had a crystal ball that showed you all the accidents your business would face in the future, sadly, this is not possible, and that's why insurance exists. Most small businesses should have some type of insurance coverage, depending on the industry. Property insurance, business, auto, workers' comp, errors and omissions, etc. And while it may seem like an unnecessary expense because it'll never happen to you, the monthly premiums could be the difference between staying in business or going under. Insurance exists for a reason, because accidents happen. Nobody thinks it would ever happen to them, but not having adequate insurance could result in having to pay thousands of dollars out of pocket, which your business may or may not be able to afford. All that is to say, don't cheap out on insurance because you think you're exempt from bad luck. Number 3, ignoring cash flows. So this one sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many business owners don't really have a strong grasp on where they stand from a cash flow perspective. As a business owner, you're busy running the business. You may not have the time to check the monthly cash inflows and outflows and may just have a general idea. But as discussed previously, accidents happen. Unexpected emergencies arise that may require a big cash outflow. Or worse yet, there may be months where cash inflow takes a big hit. For example, the COVID pandemic. If this happens and cash isn't available to meet the needs of the business, your business credit may be negatively impacted. And this can be a real issue when trying to apply for credit or a loan. Now, you can't predict events like a pandemic. You can take steps to make sure that your business can meet immediate and unexpected cash needs. This is where having a part-time accountant or assistant can be really helpful. If you can't afford that, at least set aside a little time each month or each week to review your cash flows to avoid any unnecessary impact on your business credit. Number 4, not outsourcing. When cash flows are tight, the tendency for many business owners is to take on more work themselves instead of hiring out. Outsourcing anything that is not in your wheelhouse, whether it be accounting, IT, social media, can be a massive time saver in the long run. More often than not, business owners, and I'm guilty of this myself, try to save money by taking on more work themselves. But because it's not what they're good at, they spend much more time on it than an outsourced professional would. So this takes more time away from where you, as the business owner, is best suited, which really hurts the growth of the business in the long run. So find what you're best at and outsource the rest. A business thrives when everyone is in the right seat. And then finally, number 5, ignoring the sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost fallacy is the idea that because you've already invested so much time and energy into something, you have to keep pursuing it. You've probably encountered this feeling at some point, even if it's something as trivial as a home repair project that's beyond your expertise. Maybe you invested a whole weekend of your time and 3 trips to Home Depot, so you feel like you have to keep going even though you clearly have no idea what you're doing. Well, the same thing happens all the time when building a business. Owners will invest time and resources to develop a new product or service and will continue investing time and resources into those projects even though they are clearly unsuccessful. Now, that's not to say that you should walk away after the first sign of failure, but continuing to invest money in a project that isn't working can put you out of business. This is why it's important to know when to keep going and when to throw in the towel. Just because you've sunk costs into a project doesn't mean you have to continue sinking money into it. I think this is also where having a mentor or a coach in your industry can also be helpful. Sometimes closing the doors on one idea may just save your business and provide you with the opportunity to pursue your next great idea. So whether you're just starting your business or have been in business for years, take a step back and consider how you can learn from the mistakes of others in order to build a prosperous future for your business. Well, I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.